Where were the Essex-Class aircraft carriers when World War II came to an end? On August 15, 1945, Japan surrendered, bringing the war to a close. The Essex-Class aircraft carriers were the largest number of capital ships built in a single class, with 26 actually laid down. They entered the Pacific War at the end of 1943, and by VJ Day, 17 units were in commission. 10 Essex units were deployed off the coast of Japan as part of Admiral Halsey's Third Fleet. USS Intrepid was at Eniwetok, returning after repairs in the States. Each ship could carry around 100 planes, which meant a mobile air force of 1,000 planes, and that's without the light and escort carriers. Just 2 days later, Task Force 38, the striking arm of the Third Fleet, assembled in formation for a breathtaking series of photographs, capturing the overwhelming might of the US Navy at war's end. Back on the east coast of America, USS Lake Champlain was at Norfolk Naval Operating Base in Virginia. She had been commissioned the previous June, had completed her shakedown in the Caribbean, and was preparing to transfer to the Pacific. In the event, she stayed in the Atlantic and took part in returning US servicemen from Europe. At Brooklyn Navy Yard in New York, USS Franklin was being rebuilt after suffering devastating bomb damage while operating off the coast of Japan the previous March. This picture shows her in Brooklyn stripped down to the hangar deck. On the west coast, USS Bunker Hill, heavily damaged off Okinawa in May, was undergoing repairs at Bremerton in Washington state. The Enterprise was also being repaired there at the war's end. In San Francisco, USS Hornet was having her flight deck repaired after sustaining damage in a typhoon the previous June. USS Boxer, newly arrived from the East Coast yards, is also at Hunters Point Shipyard. She was having extra anti-aircraft guns fitted. Finally, USS Antietam was en route to the forward area after completing her training at Pearl Harbor. That's 17 units out of 26 laid down, but what about the other 9? Before I list the remaining ships, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to make more videos. At Newport News in Virginia, just a couple of miles from Norfolk, Leyte is on shipway number 9 and would be launched on the 23rd of August. Next door on slipway 8 is Iwo Jima, about to be broken up after being cancelled on the 12th of August. At Norfolk Navy Yard in Portsmouth, also just a few miles from Norfolk, the Tarawa is fitting out and would be commissioned in December. In Philadelphia, the Princeton had been launched the previous month and was still fitting out. Valley Forge was under construction in dry dock number 5. In Brooklyn, New York, the Kearsarge was fitting out, having been launched in May. Oriskany was on the slipway, and construction would be halted the following August at 80% completion. She would be completed in 1950 to a new design capable of operating jet aircraft. Reprisal in dry dock was cancelled 55% complete. Finally, the Philippine Sea was on the slipway at the Fall River Shipyard in Quincy, Massachusetts. That wraps up our look at the final wartime locations of the Essex-Class carriers. If you enjoyed this deep dive into naval history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.